Boom. Bing ding bing ding ding boom. Ba-dum, bing, bing. Definitely sounding good. So in a world of everyone talking about AI job losses, the thing is a lot of this is really in theory, and shout out to my brother, my oldest brother, Dr. Armando Macias. He sent this article to me, and I think it's incredible to react to because he was making a great point in saying, look, it's one thing to get information that's hearsay, secondary, right? Information where you heard a friend of a friend. But there's a difference between that and primary information, which is what this article is, specifically from an AI automation expert who spoke with CEOs, who was a CEO himself, that said something I think is very dangerous, very blatantly obvious as to how far people are willing to go to make sure that profit over people is all that matters. And I don't know why more big tech creators ain't mentioning this. I think a lot of content creators that have already made their millions, and I could even name them: MKBHD, Unbox Therapy, iJustine, John Rettinger. All these guys, all of them don't understand like really what's happening in the economy because everything's about the latest and greatest. Everything is really vicariously living through the materialism of extreme wealth with them. That's why they're able to review a $200,000 Cadillac Escalade and still get millions of views because unfortunately they attracted a base that only cares about that. Like constantly just, oh, I'll never be able to afford this car, but I love seeing somebody else and vicariously living through them enjoy that car. It's like window shopping on steroids. Most of tech channels are HSN 3.0 right now. And I don't want to just stick to that niche. That's why I like talking about things like this. And I'll show you right here and I'll have a link to this article in full that just came out a few days ago that was sent to me. I think a lot of news channels reacted to it, but this Gizmodo is the actual interview that was done. There's a lot of like CBS and other organizations reacted to it, but the actual article is from Gizmodo. So that I found. It's called The End of Work as We Know It. So CEOs call it a revolution in efficiency. The workers powering it call it a new era in forced labor. And Luke Alinga, I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, said they spoke to the people on the front lines of the AI takeover. So there was one person in particular, and let me just actually do a search for it with the quote. So the view from the top, this is straight from the horse's mouth of a CEO saying this along with other CEOs that he speaks with. So this is not a guess anymore. These people are starting to come out and blatantly being like, yes, we care about profit so much, but that by any means necessary, we're willing to fire people to make sure we have more efficiency. And let's just read it. So from the C-suite, the AI revolution is viewed with a mixture of excitement and urgency. Elijah Clark, a consultant who advises companies on AI implementation, is blunt about the bottom line. And just so we know who this person is, it's actually a professor. I didn't do more digging, but apparently he's a doctor. And he's an AI automation. I got a hiccup. An AI automation expert in sales and marketing, etc. And here it is right here, Dr. Elijah Clark. And I guess he's a veteran, author, speaker, professional in business marketing and leadership. And one of the things I notice about, you can always pick it up from people. You can always kind of pick up from people who are like the gurus, the hustlers, the grifters. And despite him, I didn't verify what school he went to or anything to become where he actually teaches as a professor. That unfortunately, no matter how highly educated somebody is, to the highest point, if they're a doctor, I hate when people go a guru grifting, just trying to make a hustle route where it's like, okay, how good is your product really? Like, what are you really selling in marketing and sales? Like, are you doing things? So in real estate, this is the best way I can put it. There's a lot of people that are capitalizing off ignorance, and I feel like that's what this guy is. I feel like he's just out here to capitalize off ignorance, not so much making the world a better place, especially with what he says, which I'm going to get into. You probably read it already, but I just want to make this point clear that in real estate marketing, because one of the most important things to do in real estate is to find people, especially if you're on the investing side. The real money is if you can find somebody wanting to sell their house before the rest of the market knows about it. So by the time a house is on the MLS already, it's too late. The opportunity is gone. Another real estate agent took advantage of the opportunity, and now you have somebody in the middle, like making the deal harder than it needs to be, compared to if you were contacting that seller directly. But when that homeowner made the decision to sell, if that makes sense, that's where the gold is, right? Is the source. So that real estate agent took advantage of that gold before anybody else found out. That's what you can do as an investor as well. Like if you find a way to reach out to people or have people find you, and I promise you I'm making a point with all this, with what I'm saying, and I hope you're following along, that when you market yourself on the internet or direct mail or which cold calls don't really work anymore, but I'm just talking about like we used to work in the past. But now it's internet marketing. However you find these people, you're finding people who are thinking about selling a house, and they're like, okay, like I really want to, and they see your ad and they're like, oh, this is perfect timing. You know, you're catching people in perfect timing. I find that with a lot of people in AI right now. There's all these coaches, all these gurus, all these people that are AI experts, but experts how with AI automation? Is it that they just know 20% of the average person who's never looked into it and they're an expert? Or is it that they really are an expert and do the coding and know the full stack engineering and know everything about Swift and Python? Like they actually build and make the AI, not just using ChatGPT and hiring an engineer to create a better email marketing system. You know, and that's what so many of these AI people, like I can already tell just by looking at them. I don't even have to look at it. And I hate that I'm even like promoting as BS, because this is what pisses me off. Like this is what pisses me off is the way he says this. I love AI for the things that actually make my life efficient, but not at the exploitation of making other people's lives more difficult. So Elijah Clark says, CEOs are extremely excited about the opportunities that AI brings. He says, as a CEO myself, I can tell you I'm extremely excited about it. I've laid off employees myself because of AI. AI doesn't go on strike. It doesn't ask for a pay raise. These things that you don't have to deal with as a CEO. Well, if you're a CEO and that's your attitude, that's not leadership. So that's why I'm like, I would never want to work with this guy or work for him any damn way. Because if that's your attitude, you probably were a crappy boss. You're a boss. You're not a real CEO, because CEOs care about their people, and really firing somebody just because they may go on strike or get political or maybe ask for a pay raise, and that was an inconvenience to you, then you're not a real leader. And so when I look at the rest of what he says, this unvarnished perspective reveals a fundamental truth about the corporate embrace of AI. It is at its core a quest for efficiency and profitability. And in this quest, human labor is often seen as a liability and obstacle to be overcome. So Clark recalls firing 27 out of 30 student workers in a cell. Right away, it's always sales and marketing. But selling what? You know, that's the real question. It's like, what garbage product are you selling? You know, it's like it's always these guru and grifting kind of people. We can get done in less than a day, less than an hour, what they were taking a week to produce. He explains, in the area of efficiency, it made more sense to get rid of people. Like, get rid of people. This is what I don't like about people that go the AI route, is we even seen it with so many people making AI content right now, right? Like, a lot of people are making money right now saying you can have faceless YouTube content and UGC creators with AI. And I'm like, there's so many problems with this, like from the start. One, why do you need autonomy? Two, what are you selling that is so difficult for you to do on camera yourself that created that inspiration for autonomy where you needed to be behind something. You know, you couldn't just be the face of that program yourself. And then 3, what are you trying to be more productive with? Why do you need to come out with 20 videos an hour? Like, how effective is the messaging even going to be? Like, who's falling for this AI stuff? Like, an app that's really horrible about AI ads. YouTube was pretty bad about it, but I haven't seen what it looks like lately because I pay for premium because it was just driving me insane seeing so many AI ads, but I hope they're cleaning it up. But Rumble is the worst at it. Rumble will have, I mean, they're an app where like all these like wannabe YouTube kind of apps, they have all these AI ads and these weird like medical claim ads and these weird cures and whatnot. I'm like, I can't believe this is even legal. Like, why are people, even though they're paying the company to promote something, right? But it's like, just because someone's willing to pay doesn't mean that that company still can't be scamming people. You know, like, what's the vetting process for an advertiser or for somebody wanting to advertise their products and services to an advertiser like YouTube, to an advertiser like Rumble, right? That's the thing that's like really frustrating about this age right now of AI is like, where's the value benefit and what is the product being sold? And so many times I see these people like the CEO, they're in sales and marketing. And it's like, okay, but like sales and marketing, how? What niche? What type of businesses? Do you know the real estate business? Do you know a gas station owner's business? Do you know, or is it just generalized to sell people fluff? And I'm willing to bet it's just to sell people fluff, you know? And it sucks because people fall for it. They end up paying thousands of dollars for a guy like this. And it's like, I bet you it doesn't even move the needle, you know, because he obviously just said more sense to get rid of people. Like, he didn't even have a good reason to fire these people other than we could just get more done. Get more done of what? You know, because I never heard of this guy. You know, I never heard of him. And just I'm not going to even go to his website. I mean, you can look it up yourselves. I just don't care to really show him because I'm like, man, I don't want to give him any clout because God forbid somebody falls for his AI automation with marketing. But I've seen it time and time again with people on Instagram, people on Facebook. I see all the time there's like a new AI guru selling like faceless ways to bump up your marketing. And it's like, but people are catching on. Like, the trend's already dying. I was even getting into it because I was like, okay, if I can create UGC content creators to promote my real estate services and looking for more leads, then heck yeah, you know, I'm going to do it. And honestly, it didn't gain any traction when I tried it. It did not do well whatsoever. When I posted videos on Instagram or videos on YouTube using UGC content, whether it was voices with text and, you know, like Canva B-roll, or the video was a UGC AI content creator, it just never looked good, never sounded good. And I was like, why am I doing this? Like, it's best to just hire somebody to make the content, like a real person who actually knows what they're doing and can really make the video more personable, more informational, more engaging because it's a real person. There's no way I can AI automate what I do right here. There's too many nuances. There's too much discernment. There's too much intuitive. There's too much experience into what it's like being a human to replace myself and just do weird AI scripting. You know, it's just all borrowed junk anyway. You know, like anytime I see people making AI content with UGC stuff, it's always to sell something. It's never like to help you. You know, it's always like to sell a course, or it's always to sell OnlyFans or to sell some supplement where you don't even know if it's going to be good for you. There's no legitimacy behind the company when you actually look into it. So it's like, why would you buy from them? You know, and I actually have been seeing this on TikTok Shop a lot, and I haven't seen TikTok do anything about it, where people are using AI B-roll and AI intros with UGC influencers to make their videos selling a TikTok Shop product. And that'll probably be another reaction video, is me researching like what has happened to that, because I haven't been on TikTok in like 2 months because I got sick of it. Friends would send me stuff. I would look at videos. I would get caught up in doom scrolling. I was like, whoa, I got to get off this app because everything is about selling something. And that's all these people are using it for. They got a course to sell. They have, like, it's usually a course to sell, actually. That's pretty much why they use all this AI stuff. But anyhow, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll have the full link to this down below, But I think the real talent is actually, let's just read this. This is another Peter Mscovich, global future work leader, sees AI as an accelerant of a trend that was underway from the last 40 to 50 years. Dog. 40 to 50 years, I would say it's faster than that. I would say AI is a trend that has really picked up in the last 2 years. Yes, technology, you may as well say AI is a trend since the caveman days. If you're going to go back that far, it's like, no, this is moving way faster than 40, 50 years ago, bro. It's like, it became popularized like 2 years ago, like this whole idea of AI, to the point where Apple's saying Apple Intelligence, because AI has become a grift, a fad, a marketing term. But nobody knows what AI actually is still. I mean, there's people that do, but I'm just talking about the average consumer here. Like, they hear, it's just like, without even looking into it, it's like a validation shortcut now to make it seem like, oh, it's going to make your life better. It's going to make you more productive. It's going to make you connect with your friends better. It's going to make you more money. That's what people hear when you throw on a pair, they have a pair of glasses that are AI glasses, and it's like, oh, these glasses have AI built in. What does that mean, though? Like, the companies never explain what they mean by what that AI can do. Like, what separates it from just being software? It's so weird. But anyhow, he describes the decoupling of headcount from real estate and revenue, a trend that is now being supercharged by AI. Today, 20% of Fortune 500 in 2025 has less headcount than they had in 2015. See, and this is a concerning thing we got to talk about, because one of my biggest questions, if I were to have a mindset like Elijah Clark, is if you outsource everything to AI, eventually you're going to run into people that are not able to afford your services or what you're trying to sell anyway. So it's like, karma's going to get to them, because it's going to be like, okay, there's only so many people you can sell to. If all these corporations and all these CEOs want to automate everything, it's like, okay, then what are people going to do for money? Like, it's going to affect the economy to the point where people are now starting to have real conversations. I've been hearing it even in circles that I'm in. People that are not in tech whatsoever, when they talk about money and politics, when they talk about politics from a monetary policy, UGC UBC, Universal Basic Income, where the government allots a certain amount of money per month depending on what you're already making, or if you're unemployed. Let's call it $2,500 a month for survival, where the government, it's like Social Security for everybody, right? It's like, all right, well, that's going to change like how we value the dollar. That's going to change taxes. That's going to change tariffs and foreign policy. Like, what happens when the United States, if it gets to this point, is a country that implements full UBC for the majority of Americans? It's like, okay, like, I think it's going to devalue our dollar extremely. Our dollar is going to be worthless. Like, it's just going to be, you're going to need a whole reset. We're already at that point as it is. But I'm like, it's going to change our way of life. Like, this is not something, I don't look at this, I bring this up in this video because I don't look at this as something cute. I don't look at this as, oh, we just got to figure out how to capitalize on the opportunity. Sure, there's going to be some of us that may be able to. Like, who knows? Maybe I might use AI agents to help people in real estate, but not at the expense of making people lose hundreds of jobs. I just can't do it on my spirit. Like, some things are just not worth the money. I want to use AI to actually help people I don't want to use it. Like, I want to use AI in gardening to keep track of how much water a plant needs. You know, I don't want it to replace workers who are picking fruit or picking the vegetables, harvesting the crops, doing the weeding, because then that leads to a whole lot of e-waste down the road that was unnecessary. Because humans, when we touch soil, are always going to be the best judgment of what's going on with the plant compared to an AI automating everything, or automating everything with AI and robots in the long run. So anyhow, let me know what y'all think. I didn't have any script for this video or like any plan, other than as soon as my brother, Dr. Armando, sent this over to me, I was like, I got to talk about it because nobody else I'm seeing in tech is.